Well, we're recording.
Okay. Hey, this is Jay and Derek from the Evil Empire MTG, and we're doing a preview of Modern Horizons.
Modern Horizons.
From the Death and Taxes perspective. So hopefully, you guys are all know us from over at Nikachu there, and
Jay's
know
the
that we
number
got
one.
the cred. We got the cred.
Jason Samar is the number one flicker wisp player in the world.
I don't know about that.
No
There's
one flicks a wisp like Jason Samar.
There's some other people flicking them out there that are also, they can hold their own. So, okay, so we're just going to kind of shoot through pretty much all the white cards. And from the onset, I don't know, what was your overall impression?
Bad. Terrible.
Yeah, it was a little...
Why
some
isn't
cool
Giver of Runes better?
We'll get to that. We'll get to saving it. Spoilers. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt a little underwhelmed from our perspective. It felt like from the white design, they were kind of like more pushing like Soul Sisters or other kinds of white weenie rather than trying to give us kind of a knockoff Death and Taxes light stuff.
I mean, it may, once we get into it and maybe play some of the limited, it may come together. But for me, it just says like, oh, these cards are popular. Let's all just make remakes of this card.
Yeah, without even changing their names.
Thinking, yeah, well, it's the name, first of all. Who the fuck is naming these things?
Well, I think it was like they're in beta with the names, you know,
Yeah,
and then they just like, print it. Why? We got to change the names. I said print it.
Arrested Development, TD, yeah, to be announced.
Exactly.
TBD.
So, okay, well, we'll start with Sarah the Benevolent. 4 to cast Planeswalker, comes in with 4 loyalty. +2, all creatures you control with flying get +1/+1 till end of turn. So +2 abilities are, that goes up big. -3 to make a 4/4 Sarah Angel with flying and vigilance there.
So, I mean, really, it comes into play, makes a 4/4, next turn makes your 4/4 5/4, and then the turn after that makes another 4/4. Right? I mean, that's what this card does.
Bad, yeah.
If it was just all your creatures get +1/+1, I think it'd be much more playable.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Well, no shit, but
yeah,
I mean...
Yeah. And then what's the emblem do here? If you control... it's got
worship.
Interesting. I think it's an interesting card. I don't see it replacing Gideon, but maybe I'm wrong. Like, especially in Death and Taxes, maybe in more like a tokens deck, like Lingering Souls, black-white tokens.
Well, it does make a 4/4 Angel for 3 mana and has a Planeswalker that sticks around afterwards.
Yeah.
And then it's not for us, but I mean, I don't think it's a terrible card.
Yeah, and I mean, it could
first be pickable in draft.
Yeah, I think so. You might cheat and add it to your deck because it's so good. You need it that badly. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be for us, and I think that's what we're going to be saying for a lot of these cards, actually. Sadly, but there's some real good ones in here, I think. Ranger Captain of Eos.
Different than Captain of Eos.
Very different. Very different. Couldn't have even just been the Ranger of Eos, eh? And the Captain of Eos. He's got to be the Ranger Captain.
The naming, it was like a 5th grade team that just had this name. It was really bad. Anyway.
So 3 to cast 3/3. You gotta respect that for our deck. Those are some good stats. When it comes into play, search your library for a creature card with a converted mana cost 1 or less and reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So it's half of actual. Is it a Ranger of Eos or Captain of Eos? I can't even remember.
It's Captain of Eos, isn't it?
I think it's Ranger
of Eos. Is it Captain Ranger of Eos?
Would not be surprised. But yeah, anyways. I mean, it seems like it would go better in more like a Soul Sisters deck or... Well,
the sack to your opponents can't cast non-creature spells.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that there. Yeah. Sacrifice Ranger of Eos, Ranger Captain of Eos. Ooh, I don't like that. Your opponents can't cast non-creature spells. Oh, it'd be so funny with like a pithing needle. You're like, I said Ranger of Eos. Is it Ranger Captain?
No, let's see here. No.
No. So they trigger a miracle. You'll get to see. It's like, oh well, you're not casting anything. This
or
turn.
Just whatever. Just upkeep. You can't do anything this turn. I'm gonna kill you with my weenies.
That's a hefty sacrifice. You have to be pretty far ahead to be using that, unless you know it's like.
Yeah, but like you can't play any Planeswalkers. You can't play any Wrath of Gods.
Yeah, but I mean, Silence is a terrible card. Why don't people play it?
Well, when if it fished out a dude and attacks for 3 before it's silenced.
Yeah. So what turn are we silencing the guy though?
6.
So you're starting to see what I'm saying, or you're not seeing what I'm saying?
All right, Astral Drift.
So the verdict is, I think it could be in some home. Plus, it's got the Nombo with the Arbiter, right? So I really don't think it's going to be for Death and Taxes. But I mean, I think there could be versions that are somewhat taxy that play it. Like still with Thalia, you could play that card, right? But I don't know. I could see like you get Walk and Ballistas, or it does get some cool cards.
Yeah. It's a career mana cost more or less, which always means artifacts are involved.
Yeah, and also like being able to flicker it. You just keep going and getting things. I mean, that's pretty cool. So I don't know. I think it could have a place in some decks in Modern for sure. I don't know if it's going to be us.
I thought it was cool when I looked at it, but it's kind of a Nombo with Leon Arbiter.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good card.
Exactly.
I don't think it's for us either, though.
Astral Drift. We were pretty excited to see this card, just to see it come to Modern, that's for sure, right? You used to play Astral Slide?
I did. I mashed a lot of kids with Astral Slide.
So, 1 white, 2 colors cast. Whenever you cycle Astral Drift or cycle another card while Astral Drift is on the battlefield, you may exile target
remember
creature.
damage in the stack. Astral Slide, wow. Jason.
Yeah, Astral Slide. My guy does the damage and then he gets the remove still somehow, and he still did it. It's
my morph becomes an Exalted Angel. It was so good, Jason.
Yeah, that's crazy. Those are crazy times.
Anyway.
So then Astral Drift fulfills the Flicker Wisp thing of returning it back to play at the end of the beginning of the end step. So, and it's got cycling itself, so for 1 white and 2 colorless. Now, I could actually see this card maybe being, like, in the toolbox, because, like, simply just cycling it for that mana is, like...
Just getting a flicker.
Yeah, you get the flicker. I don't think you'd be playing it very often in our deck if you were to go that route. I like that it's uncounterable. It's interesting, but ultimately, I don't know. It's certainly going to be more powerful in other builds, like, if you're playing cycling lands. Oh, if you played Astral Drift with some cycling lands even, maybe, but I don't know. You'd be going in such a different direction. But being able to take out Blade Splicers, Wall of Omens, these types of creatures till the end of the turn and then come back. Another card that we'll get to after, too, that seems to go really well with it.
Seems to be way better for us. Well, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. So we'll talk about a combo with this, though, that goes with this later on. From this new set. I just don't think, again, not for us, but a good card. Well,
I think it's borderline for us. I think if we play around for a little bit, and plus you want to play it so bad, because it is nostalgia.
And you could add
Astral Slide was a huge card.
You could always add Street Wraiths, like, so that you could just play the Drift and then cycle the Wraith.
Astral card was a huge card.
So anyway, Force of Virtue.
When Jay first read that, he thought it was an instant and not an enchantment.
Yeah. Well, the other ones are instants.
He was texting me like, "This is a piece of shit. Did you see this Force the white got?"
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so it's a Glorious Anthem. It has Flash. It just costs 1 more than Glorious Anthem, and if it's not your turn, you can just pitch a white card to play it.
And then so creatures get +1/+1. So surprise them during combat could be cool. Not Modern, but. Could be cool.
This is limited, and sometimes not even limited playable.
Well, I mean, I could see it in some decks, like maybe in some white decks.
I can't see this in anything.
I'd rather have Shining Shoals, to be honest with you.
It's just a completely different card, other than paying the free mana for it.
I'm saying if I'm pitching cards to do things, but who knows? Maybe there's a deck where you play both, because it does Shining Shoal hard.
Force of Virtue, not a good card.
It's their turn. You're like, pitch the Shoal to Virtue or pitch the Virtue to Shoal. I can't decide.
I just feel like this is a combat trick. It's not a good card.
But I mean, it is also acceleration though. So like, say you just played like first turn 1 to cast 2/2, second turn 2 more of those, and then pitch this at the end of that.
Okay, well, have fun playing that deck.
I know, I'm not going to, but I'm just saying that is in the realm of possibilities. I think it's a very interesting Magic card in the end. I did poo-poo it at first, but I do think it's good.
No, it's bad.
Not for our deck.
It's bad like this next card is bad, Jason.
Giver of Ruins. This made a huge splash. This had a lot of talk, and I mean, it's a cool card, and I was happy when I saw it, and I like that it's a 1 to cast 1/2. That's nice. It's not susceptible to the removal, and adding the ability to be able to choose Eldrazi. Very nice. That's colorless, excuse me.
Yeah.
But
you might get ghostly
can't
bolted.
protect yourself.
Yes, garbage. This card is garbage, you people.
Well, and the other thing is, like, if it can't protect itself, it should have been able to at least protect non-creature permanents. Like, you could protect your land from Stone Rain.
Well, it would still be garbage, but it'd be interesting.
No, but I'm saying then it would be getting into the realm of, like, okay, well, that trade-off's okay. So right now, like, they just have 1 removal. They just kill it first. You try to protect 1 guy. They don't. Okay. That.
Which one of us is Don McLean? Which one of us is the coach, by the way?
Right now? I don't know.
Anyway. So, Giver of Runes. The reason why it's bad, people, if you ever play with Mother of Runes, and you play it, and they kill it before it loses its summoning sickness, they feel like they've won the game, and you feel like you've lost the game. And Giver of Runes gives that opportunity every single turn that it's in play.
That's right. And not only that, like, Modern has more sweepers.
And someone told me, what if you have 2 of them? I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then maybe...
Did you get them out with an Aether Vial? Because, like, then you got nothing in play that's any good.
Mother Runes is good because it forces them to have 2 removal spells to get something going.
Well, also, the Legacy doesn't have the same amount of, like, sweepers. Like, Terminuses and...
Yeah,
Terminuses are around, like in, Miracle's deck or whatever, but... It's not like Anger of Gods. Like, you're gonna see this stuff like often, like mass removal like that. You might be able to save 1 creature, but better be a good one because they're taking out. Oh no, you can't. Only Anger. Like all the sweepers just doesn't help against. So,
It's
and
not
then
really
the combos, it doesn't help against combos, and like what if you draw 2 of these against like an ad nauseum deck? Like it's like how much pressure are you gonna be putting on them?
Well,
Like,
that's a bad argument, but
well, no, but I mean, like in Modern, we have to be putting on pressure with our thing. The other thing is,
right, we can't be paying protection enablers.
Exactly.
All the things need to at least attack for 2.
because in Legacy, like if you keep one of those creatures around with a Mother of Ruins, that creature cripples their decks.
Yeah.
There's so little in Mod. Like the only way we're winning when we're crippling them is like they're getting a bit mana screwed and we're like piling it on.
The Ghost Quarter,
Yeah, so it's like our deck doesn't have that same ability to cripple people and have it one Thalia be like devastating forever, like the way it does in Modern and Legacy. So a card that protects an individual creature, like the philosophy of our like the white that we often play there, it's like Wall of Omens, Blades Placers, then the Resto gets a card. So it's like the rest of it's coming out to die. Like I expect it to die, but it's replaced
It got
itself
a
in value, and like as the game's unfolding, we're getting ahead. Giver of Runes doesn't do that. It just protects what you have. And like in Modern, you don't have the same amount of lockout stuff. You don't have the same amount of.
And Eldrazi Displacer already kind of protects shit. I mean,
that's right. Yeah, you can save them with your Displacer. That's what we do in Modern.
And that's why it's frustrating playing Displacer, because they just kill the Displacer first. Yeah. It's very similar. Okay.
But no, I would like to go back though.
Final word on the Giver of Runes.
Well, like hands with multiple Aether Vials, multiple Giver of Runes, you're gonna find like to be very like you're
going to find to be losing to 3/3s. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh god, these things are huge.
All right.
Yeah. So.
It's garbage.
It's
bad design. It's bad design. It's bad design.
Yeah, I don't.
It's nostalgic design, but
it's a cool picture.
Poor design. But. Okay.
On thin ice. If you're playing 10 plus snow planes.
Well, this is for limited, right? This is a limited card.
I could see this happen. No, you know what? With that Merit Lage thing too. Have you seen that?
Should we go through Cold Snap, Gatherer when we're done here, and see if we can?
No, that blue enchantment that like once you have 10 snow permanents, it flips. I think this thing can go in a deck with that. But this is like just cheap. Like we could play it if we played like 10 planes and like a couple Field of Ruins.
Well, it's like Change of the Rock, right?
Yeah, but for mono white. So I mean, I see people with 10 plus planes in their list.
Oh, we could just put. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I completely.
You got to read these cards.
I didn't read this card. I didn't know it was land. I thought it was. For some reason, I thought it was non-land, but yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Well, that's way better.
Yeah.
That's exactly just.
It's just like Chain of the Rock.
Chain of the Rock. Exactly.
I didn't see that before.
That's a way better card.
Yeah, so I think it's got potential. It's got certainly sideboard potential. It's very mono-dimensional because it is just a creature, right? But it is nice and cheap, and it's exile, which is nice to do. Basic planes or basic lands are pretty hard to get rid of if you do it on a basic. So,
yeah, that's a very interesting card.
Yeah, I think so. So Sissy, Weatherlight Captain. I'm not going to be in our deck, not in this. Maybe there'll be a cool 5-color Taxes deck we'll create.
Search your library for legendary permanent with permanent cost less. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
So bye, Cersei. You look interesting, I guess, but
Cersei.
Sissay, whatever your name is. Cersei, you betrayer.
Winds of Abandon. Okay, so those Winds of Abandon cards are actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like this card. 1 white, 1 colorless, sorcery. Exile target creature you don't control. For each creature exiled this way, its controller searches for a basic land card, puts into play tapped. Anyways, overload for 2 white and 4 colorless.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of, like Deck and Stone does sometimes get the double duty, and they can win you games like that, but Deck and Stone also gives them tokens, and sometimes you end up falling behind and not, the tokens matter. But Winds of Abandon, what I like about it is like you'll never get the multiples, but I mean when the game stalls, it's just a one-sided wrath.
Yeah.
And it does like wrath like things we can't normally kill, like Boggles. It would actually just like it doesn't have to target anything. So it is like
because everyone's playing Boggles lately.
No, I'm just saying. Well, it's Modern, man. It doesn't matter when you go to a big tournament.
Modern's a big tent. Yeah, Modern is a big tent.
When you go to a big tournament, you got to build. You want to be hedged as best you can. So if you have a card that gives you a small advantage against another deck, and it's very similar to another card that doesn't give you,
Yeah, good, excellent point, actually.
So, I like that.
It's a one-sided Wrath of God at 6 mana.
And it relies more on our paths and arbiters.
Until then, it's kind of like a Path to Exile.
Yeah.
So I think it is good. It's an interesting card for sure.
Yeah, I think it's very playable. Certainly, I think it also depends on some formats the clues will be worse, and some giving them the land would be worse.
I mean, we don't get 6 that often, but sometimes it's just 6 all day.
Yeah, well, the thing is, after sideboarding, we end up siding in a lot of removal. So those games we tend to actually go longer because we're just O-ringing and not playing creatures and trying to win and having our creatures killed and getting killed or whatever. So I think it's got a lot of potential. I think like I said, it's like some formats giving them the clues is going to be worse than giving them the land. Some it's going to be like, who cares if he gets another land? Like they only play 1 and 2 to cast cards.
Right. Yeah.
So giving them an extra land is nothing. It's not even a cost. Barely. They only have 0 basics. So have at her. So, but I kind of wish it was like again, like just like we could maybe interact with non-land permanents as opposed to just creatures for this sort of effect. Maybe if it was even 3 to cast or something, because like it just feels like Assassin's Trophy is able to do what it does.
That'd be too good of a card though, Jason.
At 3 mana.
Well, then just overload, destroy all their permanents. Like...
Oh yeah. Couldn't be exactly designed the same. Yeah, that's why I'm not designing the cards. I'm asking for better ones for myself. Okay. I am an interested party. This Battle Screech is probably more of a limited card than anything, I'd think.
Yeah.
It does make a lot of birds, and you only need to have one other creature to do it all in one turn, but not 4 turn. Yeah. That's not what I want to do.
That's enough said about Battle Screech already.
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
Dismantling Blow. Nostalgic card again.
Oh, I couldn't believe when I saw that. Yeah, that's great, but then it's not for us. Move on.
Man, you draw 3. Oh, man, it's 3 for 1, Jason, when you pay 6 mana.
No, I love that.
Remember 250? Remember 5
color? Oh, I was in every 250 deck I ever played. Every 5 color deck.
Revolver and Dismantling.
Always about the card advantage. But not even in blue-white taxes, I don't think. It's just too expensive.
It's a nostalgic card. It's not playable.
That's right.
Face of Divinity.
Speaking of Boggles. Yeah, that could go good on a Boggles deck. For me, that is not good.
It's kind of a limited. I don't think it's good enough for Boggles.
No, probably Boggles not. But you might, if you want more lifelink, right? Is all I mean. It's a
it gets first strike and lifelink.
Yeah, it's poor man's daybreak.
Oh, it is totally poor man's daybreak. And it doesn't fall off.
Right.
It's still +2/+2. Oh shit, maybe. I thought it was just first strike giving it +2/+1 first strike, but that's actually pretty good.
So, first slivers chosen.
Oh, look at it. Pure Soul Shine as dead as Daybreak.
Because it's a Daybreak ripoff. I get it.
Because this whole set's a ripoff.
First slivers chosen.
I think slivers in Modern, I mean, our friend Russia was crazy about everything. I think draft slivers looks pretty okay.
That's what him talking about is what made me think it's not possible. It's like, no. He
talks a lot of garbage.
They'd have to like make ones that's like when it comes into play, look at your opponent's hand and like take a card and stuff. Like they don't, like the way they make slivers is
duress
always,
sliver.
Yeah, duress sliver, exactly. Oh, it's actually in Modern Horizons. It's called duress sliver.
Thought sliver.
Yeah.
Generous gift, a card that Jason Samar.
I like this a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is really cool to get. Look at his disdain. He hates this card.
Okay, well, go.
Well, okay, first of all, it just gets rid of a permanent. So this is our Assassin's Trophy, actually. So being able to just kill their creatures, like we have 04 walls and Blade Splicers, Restos, Thoughts, we crowd out 3/3s, they become pretty inconsequential. So especially against decks like Blue-White Control or Tron, where you can like hit their lands with it, or their Teferi or their Karn, they're very powerful spells, and just give them a 3/3, which... It'd take them 7 turns unopposed to kill you with that thing, even if you did nothing. So, and they're the blue whites especially, they've even cut down on colonnades. So it's like those chances where it can backfire on you are like so small, So I think it's got a lot of potential. Like if you did replace them straight up with your O-rings, though, we bring in the O-rings a lot against like humans and stuff. So this obviously like that type of matchups where that you're gonna get punished trying to kill a creature and give them that. Although sometimes it's worth it.
You can also, just like the other card, right? Where you can kill drawing too many lands when you need an elephant.
Yeah, or you have a flagstones. You can kill on flagstones on cue. Yeah, exactly, on cue to instant ambush them.
So this obviously is a good card. Like when this, the green version is highly playable, and like we draft cube a lot. It's pretty high pickable for green because it deals with stuff. But white it's good for green because green can't kill anything.
Yeah, I just
white can already kill everything.
But the O-rings are just so dangerous. Like so many Jund is
okay, but you have revoke
against Jund. I don't know if I want to Jund.
You have revoke existence and you have Path to Exile. I mean, you already have the tools. Never mind on O-ring. You already have the tools to deal with everything. I just more like that. It's more ways to kill Tron lands. I like more ways to kill lands is like the biggest thing. It's like another way to. Okay, but how good is Stone Rain? I mean, how good is Stone Rain
against Blue-White Control and Tron?
If Stone Rain was good, we'd play Ponza.
Well, I don't know. I've never tried Ponza. I bet
we'd win. It always looks good. I bet we would win with that. We should go Ponza.
Yeah, I like that.
But I just think in green, it's well better suited than it is. Well,
and we also have Flicker Wisps and Displacers to just take them right out. The tokens. So
it's true.
To me, it looks like it's got a lot of upside. Sadly, this is one of the most potential cards in the set.
I know. And by the way, this is like an unglued card. Generous gift with a big elephant sitting on a guy. I like the art, but it's. I guess this whole set is kind of tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, not as good as the green one. Okay, King of the Pride.
It would make our arbiters bigger and mutavolts.
Oh wow, they're cat clerics, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, mutavolts, sick.
Always
Attacking with mutavolts, they're fucking 4-1 first strike, 4-3 first strike.
Yeah, that's what they would be doing because they're cat golems.
What about a Brimaz, Cat of the Pride? That's
Well, I think that'd just be a different deck though. And,
well, obviously, I'm just saying. Anyway,
yeah, and it would still suck. It's just suck in modern. You'd roll some people though, but some people you're like, oh, my deck doesn't interact with what you're doing whatsoever. I guess you'd have arbiters to stop their searching a bit.
So the namesake, Jason, the
Splicer's
Splicer's skill, Samard.
Over casting costed for what it's like Blade Splicer, but they should be 2 to cast. Come on,
The Splicer's skill is much better than Splicer's.
Exactly. Come on, you guys have done me wrong. And what is this Iron Man suit this person's wearing? Iron Man alien suit or something.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Predator a little bit with the concave.
Anyway, why is that not 2 to cast? Like, think of a card like Watchwolf. You know,
well,
because
it splices. You can't have something that's valuable.
Splice. It's 4 to cast to splice it.
No one's ever gonna splice.
That's what I'm
no
saying.
one's spliced anything since 2004.
And they even made it easier to splice, and no one's still. Oh no, you know what? I've seen some rituals get spliced.
Oh really?
Oh
yeah, I guess so.
Those rituals. That's it.
There was like an all common deck when that set came out. Kamigawa, that was actually pretty good. Anyway, Vigilant Changeling. It's
the Valiant.
Valiant. I thought it's actually kind of an interesting card
with the mutavolts
because you just have 80 Changeling, and this thing's a 2-mana 3/3 double strike.
So it's the third turn,
and Mutavault is all creature types. Jason.
But this just dies to the million bolts that are in the form.
I just thought it was cute to think about.
It's cute, yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was cute to think about.
It was better than a 3/3. Why not a 3/4 double strike? So it just doesn't die to lightning bolt.
Well, because it's modern. You can't. Because that'd be a really good card, Jason. White can't have that.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot.
Well, no, you can't be playing 2-mana 3/4s.
It's 3 still. You got to tap the Mutavault. You got to activate him. So it's still 3 to
No,
cast.
but I was just thinking for other decks. Like, I bet there's going to be decks.
Yeah, you're right. Death Shadows and Gurmag Anglers and all this.
No, there's going to be someone playing this card, man.
Yeah, and I'm going to easily beat them and laugh at them.
Okay, Vesperlark. This card is actually probably the most
bonkers.
Interesting card that's been printed in white in this Modern Horizons.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to spawn new decks.
It's going to be in combos. It's going to be a ton of combo decks, I think.
It gets back those O2s, druids.
Yeah, exactly. It gets back to the guy that put -1, -1 on himself to make another mana. Untap it and make another mana. It's going to be...
With a sack outlet and like Feladar's Guardian, you can just... you can infinitely... just loop the Vesperlark coming back.
This is a combo piece for a lot of decks. I mean, it's not going to be like Revelark where you attack for 4 and hopefully win the game, and then when it leaves the play, you just get more dudes. This is a combo piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And body doubles or
I think this is going to open up a whole bunch of nonsense.
Yep, I agree. That's a sick card. Rest in pieces. Make sure you
pack your rest in
pieces.
peace.
Make sure you have them. Okay, so Wing Shards.
Oh man.
Oh, and plus, even for Death and Taxes, in some versions, this could be pretty decent. Like, it does affect our Blade Splicers.
It's one power. It's power 1 or less, not casting cost 1 or less.
Yeah, so walls, Blade Splicers.
So you could get Blade Splicers, could get walls. We were talking about it. It seems like plus it's like sometimes.
And then if you play more 1-drops, like the 1/2, get a clue guy. You know, like you could make this your deck built around this because every time he leaves play, so even if you flicker Wisp him, or displace him, you're getting it back. So he's got a lot of games.
Sometimes a Grey Ogre Flyer is going to do what you want it to do.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why everybody attacks before they play spells and magic cards, Wing Shards. I wish they had a bit different art. That's what I'm pissed off about the most.
They should always be making new art.
Because like the F&M art, the Judge art, and the actual art is all the same. That's the same picture. The owl.
I mean, it is a cool one, but
I think they could have made way cooler art than that.
I bet, yeah.
It's not for us. I
think in some sideboards and some matches.
It is such a nostalgic card, obviously.
I could see definitely playing 1 or 2 in some sideboards, like for some formats.
Remember Unsummoned Wing Shards, Jason, when they attacked you?
Like those Goblin, like all-in decks. Like, you're just like, you drop 3 guys to attack with 3
I was
guys?
hoping Patriarch Spitting would get printed, man. I was so hoping Patriarch Spitting was going to get printed.
That would have been crazy. But yeah, like if people are attacking you, if dropping creatures with haste and attacking Wing Shards is pretty good. Or even just like Path Your Guy and Wing Shards is sick.
Wing Shards does a lot of stuff. I feel like against Jund it might do some things.
Like I'd like it against humans, maybe.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Because they want to pump up their team before they attack off.
It's so super cute, this card, man. I'm glad. I'm just glad it's back in.
Yeah, like think about how that would mess up your opponent, right? Like they're like
Wing Shards,
they just play Thalia's like they have a champion out, they drop like Values Lieutenant, pump it up, attack with 2 guys.
Or the Is It deck where they play 12 spells before they attack.
Attack all your guys a lot.
And your thing in the ice are gone too.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
that's definitely a sideboard card for us.
This decoy is actually
I'm not even going to read it to you.
Unplayable and limited. I don't understand this card.
Answered Prayers. Garbage? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. If it's not a creature, it becomes a creature, 3/3 flying. So 3 costs 3/3, but I mean, Mythalia.
It's a common. I mean, it's.
Yeah, no. It's a cool design, I guess, but no, not for us. Enduring Sliver. I don't know why. Like, Outlast 2? Oh, thanks.
Slivers want to be incrementally growing whenever you play a new sliver, not tapping all your mana and tapping all your slivers.
Not even 1. Like, you're tapping the thing to do it. Like, it should be 0.
Yeah.
It should be tapped to put a +1/+1 counter on this, and it's still not even going to be any good. Like,
yeah. Okay, so this next card.
I like this card.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if it's good enough.
I like the picture.
It's certainly, this could be sideboard cards if you know you're going to be playing against like Jund and stuff all day.
Well, it's just like if you talk about like the Astral slide, Astral, whatever the hell it's called. 3 to get 1, and this is an instant, and you get 2 things out of it.
Yeah. So those hands, like sometimes when you just drop a Thought Knot, see his hand, then you're like, oh, exile and return him to the battlefield.
If you Thought Knot on this thing, that's 3 Thought Knots, man. That's sexy. I guess he doesn't get to attack for 4 though, because he comes into play that turn.
But that's worth it.
I think that's an interesting card. I wouldn't be surprised if we play it. I mean,
I might try 1 or 2 at first. One. You don't want more than 1 because we only have so many things. But like, think of it with Wall of Omens too. Just second wall, 3rd turn.
Draw 2
blink
cards,
it.
baby.
Go. Blink it. Like, that's nice. Or sets it up to have a Resto out or a Flicker Wisp out after.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
It's an interesting card. I can see us playing in circumstances for sure.
Yeah.
Gilded Light, no, it's not for us.
No.
But I mean, I think
cycling.
Gilded Light had to be reprinted with Astral Slide.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised I didn't get Renewed Faith in there.
That's right. Imposter of the 6th Pride. It's a Changeling. It's a Mutavault. No. Irregular Cohort. If this guy was like a little less to cast, you'd almost be
It's
talking.
just a shitty Blade Splicer.
Yeah, it's not good enough. They're both shapeshifters though. They're both golems.
They both have first rank though, Jason.
But the cats, Derek, you forgot. This saddens me. Knight of Old Benelia, 5 to get 3/3. Suspend for 5. Like the green ones, like suspend for 4 or 3, 4. Make 2 4/4s. Like, okay, like White gets shafted. I see you didn't really want to spend much time.
Why is it suspend 5 for a 3/3?
I know.
I mean, like
it should be like a 7/7 for suspend 5.
Yeah, remember like the suspend like 7 cards, the Ivory Giants and stuff that came into play, tapped everything, and actually did something.
Exactly. Okay, don't get me started on that. Anyway, Lancer Sliver.
Reprint.
Creatures you control have first strike. Sliver creatures. Alright, sure. Martyr's Soul.
This I thought was a kind of interesting card.
Yeah, but it sucks. It's cool you could use an Aether Vial to put it in and you get the counters if your lands run tap, but who cares? What's a 5/4 even if you're under ideal situation?
Wow, Jason. Alright, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Your back must hurt, Jesus.
Well, that sucks. If it could put the counters on other creatures or something.
Yeah, okay.
But it's just always going to be him. Whenever he blinks, it's him again. Recruit the
worthy. Bad.
Unworthy. Next. No, this is draft chafe, I think. Or yeah, would you play this in draft?
Yeah. I'd play it in draft.
In a mid-range blue-white deck?
I'd play it in draft.
Ooh. You'll never get me. Reprobation.
Now this is just a fun card. Enchant creature loses all ability and is a coward creature with base power toughness 0.
That's good. Creatures with sick leaving play abilities could like make this maybe even a playable card.
It is like almost removal for it, like and for anything, but
yeah,
it's very good in limited. Like holy Christ, is that an insane limited card?
Absolutely.
Rocks Veteran.
4 to cast, 2/4 Battle Cry. Great limited card looking so far.
It's an insane
Whenever
limited
it attacks,
card. I think that's
that's a great limited card.
Like, that's an absolutely insane limited card.
Yeah.
1/1 Flying Vigilance is trash.
Yeah, maybe if it was a 2/1 Flying Vigilance, maybe.
Shelter Beyond Reality.
Settle Beyond Reality.
Shut up.
Good attention to detail.
Not
Exile
really.
one or choose one or both. Exile target creature you don't control. Exile target you control. Oh, so it blinks and or exiles forever. It's something.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cute for limited.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, these are all commons, right? So of course they're not going to be.
Shelter. Yeah, they're not going to be like lightning bolts or anything like that. Llanowar Elves. Okay, Shelter. 1 white, 1 colorless. Target creature you control gains protection from color of your choice until end of turn. So it doesn't hit colorless. Draw a card.
Yeah, that's an old card.
Yeah, reprint, draft, playable. No
really.
pants. No pants.
It
Notice
looks
the
like,
lack of pants.
It looks like Raquel Welch in 10,000 Years BC is actually exactly what that looks like.
Shelter. He's like, you're not going to want to leave this cave. Okay, Sure Strike technique. 1 colorless, 1 white. Draft.
Yeah.
Stirring a draft. Yeah, see, like, we just got shafted. White, they didn't spend much time on white.
I like the Wall of Swords that loses Defender, Jason.
Yeah, 3/5 for 5, though?
No, I'm not saying it for our deck, Jason, but I like it.
If it was a 6/5.
You know how good Wall of Swords is in Chandelar, Jason?
This Trustworthy Scout, oops. Exile him from your graveyard to search your library for another one. I mean, that seems like limited juice. Nothing else, eh?
25 cents, so buy a TCG player. All right. So white gets the shaft.
Yeah, there was not a lot of good white cards, people. Although this could be one of the best cards in the set.
Vesperlark is going to be a huge impact.
That's gonna be
it's
one
going to
of the
make
big
combos better. Like all that's the Court of Calling stuff.
That's right.
It's going to make that a little bit better, I think.
That's right. And make up some new decks. Like, if you're playing that exile, the
like
cycling.
blasting station shit.
Astral Drift, even with this.
Leaves play, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, there's going to be some new decks, I think, even with that card, because it's very powerful.
Yeah.
So, Giver of Ruins, I think, underwhelming in the end. I don't think it's going to be that good. Ranger Captain, nope, not going to do it. Could be in some decks, sure, and maybe good in some decks, but not for us. Generous Gift, maybe sideboard. That's what we're looking at.
So, yeah, we're not very happy with the cards that came out.
Yep. Oh, we'll go through a few other cards.
A couple of more, yeah.
Soul Herder. This card's really cool. I wish it was like a hybrid card, maybe, like where you could play blue or white to play it.
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it, Jason?
Whenever a creature,
I like the art too. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's very neat. Whenever a creature is exiled from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on him. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature you control, then return it to.
So if this would be in our deck if it was hybrid, like this would be in our deck.
Oh yeah, like everything just gets to hit him again at the end of the turn. Yeah, like. For sure,
sad that it's not.
Yeah, like,
and
it seems like such a it could be a white card. Like, that's not unreasonable. So I'm disappointed about that. But especially when other people seem to be getting good hybrid and
ambulance.
So that is the plight of us. Okay, so I do like this card a lot, though. I could see this being a blue-white, like making some really cool value decks again. With
especially with
the Vesperlark.
The Vesperlark,
yeah,
absolutely.
they feed each other. So I like that card. This guy is sick.
Yeah.
It's a super Thalia in a way, or not quite a Thalia in others.
I don't think it's a super Thalia. It's actually...
Yeah, it's worse than Thalia still.
It's much worse than Thalia. But it's interesting for merfolk especially.
Yeah, well, and it's like Storm. They can't... they could never... each gutter shot, or whatever it's called.
Gotcha. No, Christ.
Exactly. Why don't I know what it's called?
I don't know what it's called because I never played the
Grape Shot.
Grape Shot.
Each Grape Shot.
Each Grape Shot they have to target, has to pay 1 to target it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it has some really cool uses. I think it's a really cool card. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's of course a human. The only good news is humans has no more room for good cards. So
yeah, they're all filled up with great cards. Sorry, guys.
Just keep printing them. It doesn't even matter. Eventually, humans are like showing up with 90 card decks, and they're still the best. It's like, how is this possible?
So streamlined.
Yeah, so streamlined. So
Collector Oof.
I'm jealous.
It's a Stony Silence on a creature.
Yeah,
which Jason thinks is good for some reason.
I think that's great.
I think
they always cite in their Nature's Claims.
It's an extremely vulnerable
Nature's
Stony
Claims.
Silence.
They cite in 4 Nature's Claims.
But they already all decks have a way to deal with creatures,
No,
Jason.
not combo decks. Not affinity. They have very few.
Okay.
I think this guy's cool. I'd like him for my sideboard. But most people are playing Aether Vial, so they wouldn't want to play him.
So, Collector Roof, bad.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's going to be in Modern. He's going to be in some sideboards. Okay, this guy's not from this set, but he gets a lot better
He's
because
from War of the Spark. War of the Spark.
Yeah, this is War of the Spark card, yeah.
Yeah.
And when this came out, I thought, this is terrible for Modern. This is like more of a legacy card for sure. But, so it's 2 to cast, 2/3 flying. Lands on the battlefield and land cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Your opponents can't play land cards from graveyards. So with all these new cycling lands that just came back, like I think Life from the Loam's gonna be experimented with a lot, and like there's gonna be a lot of new decks like that.
Well, this is a unique card. There's no card that quite does shut down. It's like a Stony Silence for stupid land stuff, right?
Right.
And
so I mean, I think that stuff's gonna get a lot more. And there's that new Planeswalker that can, I think, return lands from your graveyard to your hand or something. He's 2 to cast.
Yeah, there absolutely is. The
so
unplayable
I think. Well, I don't think he will be with all those cycle.
Well, when limited, he's completely unplayable.
Yeah. No, I think he's gonna be constructed in modern good. So I think that this guy's actually gonna start to shine. So make sure you have your copies of this. Because I think he's going to be very good.
Get him while he's cheap. He's
and,
dirt cheap right
Ponza,
now.
like there's going to be, I think, like you're seeing like Land Killers bigger decks. Like there's those. Well, we just got killed by Valakut not too long ago. There
we played bad, but yeah.
Well, he killed us good though. He killed us fast.
Killed us good.
And is this another thing? Nope, that was just terrible card. Yeah, so that's our review and our advice on.
So to wrap it up, Giver Runes disappointing. Generous gift, playable. Vesperlark. He's going to see action.
I think that's going to change the format a bit. It's going to see some real action.
It's going to make those quarter calling combo decks a little bit more efficient, and because when it leaves play, it can get the Druid right back into play. Like,
yeah, that's right.
And it gets stuff. So yeah, it's
or the other, like a lot of the other pieces of the combo, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's our wrap up here. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And like and talk to us. Tell us if you think
you think Giver Runes is good. And I'll tell you why you're stupid.
And we'll come back and we're going to tell you every time. We'll have an answer for you there. We'll see you in the forum, the comments there, and join us next time.
Bye, guys. Oh wow! You hit this pretty good. That's okay. I fixed it.